That's the worst Chewbacca noise I've ever heard.
I can't do it. I can't get good posture on this couch.
We need to bring you. We should just bring you a chair and you can sit here.
I'm gonna start bringing a chair in here.
All right, so Bite Me Podcast.
Episode 5. Oh shit. Okay, start over.
Well, no, I don't have to start over. I mean, it's going.
Can I say shit on our podcast?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
You've just said it twice now.
So, if you were here looking for episode 5, sorry.
That's next week.
That's
One more
that's
week,
the next one.
But it's going to be a good one.
Yes, it is.
We have something special in store for episode 5, and we're leaving Adam completely out of the loop until then.
Unless he goes looks forward to the show notes, in which case he'll...
Then
Well, like, is it really a surprise?
Well, it's not a great
No,
surprise.
it's a real
fun surprise.
It's real fun.
Well, now I want to look.
That's cheating. That is
Why
cheating.
is that cheating?
Okay, you're right.
You might not even know what it means, though. You're just going to read the notes.
You could go look and go like,
Yeah,
what?
please.
What?
I have no idea what that means.
That's going to be so
Well,
fun.
I'm going to read the
Don't read it on the-
HTML, though.
Don't do it. Don't do... Adam, you're ruining it. You're ruining it.
It's real good. It's real good.
Okay, that's fun.
It's going to be real good.
That's real fun. So, yeah, okay. Because
That apparently is like the biggest part of... this is the weirdest intro because no one knows what we're talking about, but
Yeah.
maybe that builds suspense.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
We're
the
gonna try
biggest
it.
part of Dylan's childhood.
Like, I was so excited, and I shared this with Cliff yesterday, and he had no idea what I was talking
it's
about.
really
I don't know
exciting.
what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. It sounds hilarious.
Right.
It's amazing.
I'll give everyone one hint. Cereal. Anyway,
Okay, so yeah.
episode 4. We're going to talk about NintendoLand. We're going to talk about streaming video games. We're going to talk about Overwatch. We're going to talk about
Rocket League.
Rocket League. We're going to talk about VR maybe being a thing, maybe not being a thing. I guess
I
we'll
think
see.
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a
We're going
thing.
to talk about EA and Battlefront and Battlefield. Excellent. Do you want to start out with what you're playing?
What am I playing? I finished Doom this weekend, and it was completely worthy of a Game of the Year nomination. That game is incredible.
I've played the first level now. You've played first couple levels, Adam?
Yeah, sorry, an email popped up right when you pointed at me.
He's working.
I have to multitask. Yeah, I played the first couple levels because I got into the first person shooter thing finally with Destiny. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. Then I saw Doom, the previews for it, and the trailers and all the blood and the gore and the rock and the music and the death and the booms and yes. And then I got it, and I got to like halfway through whatever I think it's the Foundry is what map I'm on. And the maps are so massive. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
So fun.
So you've beat it. What do you think?
It reminded me of like playing old shooters. So it's fast. The
It's
weapons
so fast.
feel good. There's a lot of platforming in it, which I'm trying to remember like playing old shooters when I said like if that was that more of a thing?
You know,
platforming in shooters.
I remember that being the thing that kind of turned me off about the whole first-person shooter thing to begin with was trying to platform in a 3D world like then because it was so new and it hadn't really been
and
massaged and nuanced to where you can actually pull it off. And I still don't think you can really pull it off all that well.
It's weird, but it works really well in Doom. Like I don't think I ever died because I failed this platforming section.
Well, the nice thing is the platforming doesn't appear like there's no fall damage. So if you miss, you just fall somewhere else.
Unless you literally jump into a
you
lava.
fall and you fall and you die.
I accidentally
There's no damage,
fell
you just
off.
die.
See, and I've fallen a long way and I've never died.
Yeah,
Oh.
as long as you land on
Something.
Oh, see, I always land in like hot lava
Yeah, that will kill you.
I mean, that will kill
or
you. but,
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was surprised at the verticality of it, and it's something that I'm not even used to yet. Like, things keep running away from me and jumping up places. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just have to wait for them to come back down now. It doesn't even occur to me that I can jump across these. Like, you can jump up and across way more than it looks like you can.
For sure. And then wait till you get the double jump.
Yeah.
Because then it just...
it's great, though, and it's so fast. It's so much faster than Doom was. Or Doom 2, but it plays a lot like Quake 3 maybe, or like Unreal Tournament from that same thing, like where it's just crazy fast. The weapons are great.
Always got to keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't stand still. That's what I do like about it is you're always in motion. You're always trying not to get hit or beaten or shot or bitten.
Yeah.
Or beaten or whatever.
I told Dylan the only thing that's really disappointing about it so far to me is that and I've only played the first level, so maybe this gets better, is that there's not more ammo for the shotgun. And it's not because I'm dying because I don't have ammo. It's because I want to shoot everything with the shotgun because it's so satisfying to shoot everything with the shotgun. And the glory kills, it's so much fun
Those are
to
so
satisfying.
like hit someone with the shotgun, like the stock of it, and then shoot them, and then hit it's
pull their face apart.
right. It's it's visceral
great.
and it's violent, but God, it's good.
And I love how I'm a big fan of games where you have 100 points of health, for example, or anything. Like, I mean, we have a lot of shooters now where you just hide and you replenish your health, and that's weird to me. I mean, as weird as grabbing a health kit to replenish your health is also weird. I mean, neither
or
of them are
demons coming through a hell mouth on Mars. It's
neither of them are realistic, right? For our realistic shooters, but I like how Doom sets these rules where if I go brutally rip this demon's face apart, I get health, right? So there's very clear ways to replenish your health and your ammo if you chop someone up with a chainsaw. It's like there's these rules within the game world that allow me to move really fast, blow up demons, and I'm constantly like searching for health, armor, and ammo, but I know exactly how to get those. It's not like I'm wandering around searching to find a health pack before the next fight.
Right.
So it really grasps how I feel old games used to really focus on gameplay, and it takes that, injects steroids into it, and makes an incredibly satisfying first-person shooter experience that's mechanically amazing. The story is kind of taking the backseat, but you don't care because the soundtrack's amazing.
That was what shocked me. Adam, I think in our last episode, Adam was saying, "Oh, the soundtrack's so good." I'm like,
the soundtrack
Doom?
is so
And
good.
so Dylan and I went back to our office and just listened to the soundtrack. And I'm like, oh my God.
It is just balls to the wall.
Like metal, industrial, and it's not even really like music I don't think that I'd normally really, like if Trent Reznor had released that, I'd go like, it's all right, I guess. I don't know, not my thing. But for some reason, that's the Doom soundtrack, and so I can like listen to it. I don't know. It's a broken part of my head.
But I mean, if you go on,
it's great.
Yeah, and if you go on YouTube, you can see people have made these mixes for gaming, like, and it's all this like metalcore or EDM, dubsteppy, hard stuff. And it's like they took all these playlists and they were like, we're going to create our very own from scratch, like with real music and instruments, and had actual musicians make the perfect gaming mix.
It's phenomenal, and it
good.
fits in the game so well. I was kind of meh about that winning until I really listened to it. And
did it win?
It did win. It
Okay.
did win.
It's great.
Best soundtrack.
It's real good.
And that performance was awesome.
And I haven't watched that yet. I need to. They actually performed it live at the Game Awards.
And that dude just kills it.
Yeah, rips. It's good. What else you got?
I started Gears of War 4.
Nice.
As well as Uncharted 4. So I think there's this
real 4 kind of thing.
We're on this cycles of 4, I guess.
Isn't the new Doom? Is Doom like the fourth one?
It technically would, because the last one was Doom 3.
It's Doom 4, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess. So, but they're kind of rebooting it, I guess.
I wish I could remember the actual list, but someone did a real clever thing where, it was Battlefield 1 came out, and then something 2, and then something 3, something, Gears 4, or Forza 3, Gears 4. I don't remember what 5 was, Civilization 6. Like, just with the games released in the last 3 months, you can count to like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
it's real funny.
That's funny. But I'm early on in those games, so I'll revisit those later. But Gears of War 4 seems a little different than some of the other ones, so I'm curious to see the direction
it's real pretty. I played it at PAX, like 4K beefy PC, and it looks great.
Is it still? I mean, have they kept the same type of cover gameplay that they did in the first?
Yeah,
it's real.
I've only played the first one, and I loved it.
Yeah, I played the same thing. I've only played the first one too. It's good.
Because that's a Microsoft, Xbox, or PC exclusive, right?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Well, I've got
You
the
got a PC now.
yeah. So and now I've been getting more into the PC game thing. Damn it. Yeah.
There's more ways to play games.
It's more ways to like spend what little time I have to myself.
You are.
And money. Don't forget money.
Well, I don't buy anything unless it's on sale.
Right. Yeah.
It's fine.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. How about you, Adam? What have you been playing?
Well, so let's see. I finished Inside. We talked about that. That was fun. That was so fun. Well, I don't know if I'd call it fun, actually, so much as I just call it an experience.
Right. You did it, and your brain kind of exploded out the side of your head at the end.
Pretty much. I don't think I fully recovered.
No.
But so I started playing because the new one's coming out in what was supposed to be the end of the month. Now it's coming out in March. South Park. I've been playing The Stick of Truth.
Nice.
And it's glorious. It is
good.
everything that I love about South Park, and I don't have to wait for the next episode. I can just keep on going because
Right.
it's like one giant 20-hour episode.
Oh, it's
so
amazing
good.
how they were able to keep that up
It's
like the whole
so
time.
well paced. It's literally exactly the right length. It's exactly the right amount of stuff. It has exactly the right amount of collectibles. It has exactly the right amount of boss fights. It's everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Obsidian did an amazing job
It's
on that.
really good. So I just got to Canada, so I think I'm getting near the end of
Canada's so funny too in that game.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
little 8-bit over the top.
I'll be honest. I went to Canada for the first time like 6 months ago, and it's exactly like that game.
Really?
No, it's not at all. But
May as well be.
the only thing I brought back from Canada was chocolates filled with maple syrup. So maybe it is exactly
Oh,
like that
those are
game.
delicious.
It was
The
really
Canadian
good.
maple syrup's real good, but
Yeah.
all my Canadian experience has been real weird. So
I've been to Niagara Falls.
yeah, I've been there. It's
You've never
real
been to
weird.
Vancouver?
No, I'm going there for New Year's.
It's like 2 miles.
2 miles. Yeah, it's 2 miles.
2 miles away
It's
from
2
here.
miles from
Just
here.
2 hours away from here.
A hop, skip, and a bounce.
Vancouver's
Yeah.
awesome. I've been there twice in the last 6 months.
I've never been, so
Going
I'm
for New
going
Year's?
there for New
Great.
Year's. It'll be fun. We're going to go to Vancouver and Victoria.
Very
on a
nice.
day.
That'll be
So,
fun.
yeah. So I'll be able to tell you whether or not
Canada's
Canadians
just
have
like South Park.
disjointed
Yeah, maybe it's
faces.
changed, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Might be a
I
little
heard
weird.
they do.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
Hey, buddy. I'm not your buddy. Hey, Tom,
That is amazing.
I've got way too much time, and I'm almost done with the game, and I just started it Friday night.
Yeah.
So-
I think I beat it in 2 weekends. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's fun. There's that. Kevin is still playing Final Fantasy 15. He went to Portland last weekend and had me pull the save data off of our PS4, put it in my Dropbox so he could download it.
Wait, you can do that? That's awesome.
Yeah, he pulled the data out of the Dropbox, put it onto their PS4, picked up where he left off, and found a camp that gives you double the experience. And in one afternoon, went from level 15 to like 35.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess on the flip side, if it was an Xbox, you could just save it to the cloud automatically and
Yeah.
just pick it up when you logged in. But anyway, that's real interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can and you can do that with whatever
Real cool.
PlayStation game, evidently.
Very cool.
So I'm not playing that, but he is. So I'm technically throwing that in there. It's being played in our household.
So I kind of asked, like, what's the appeal of that game? Because Dylan and I were talking about this today, and like every single video I've ever seen of it, every single screenshot I've seen of it, just like looks like 4 guys on a road trip, and
Basically.
and at any point in time, one of them's not wearing a shirt. And
So did you see the movie
they're real buff.
Kingsglaive?
I did not.
Okay, so Kingsglaive is the movie that basically sets up the events that take place in Final Fantasy 15, the game. So Kingsglaive is the first part, basically the first part of the game.
So you have to watch that.
You don't have to watch it.
should watch
it
that.
It definitely helps. It definitely helps. But this just picks up at the end of the movie, basically,
Sure.
and it's the game.
Is it
That's
4
what
bros on a road trip?
Basically,
Interesting.
it's 4 bros on a road trip.
All right. I'd play that
Yeah.
game, I guess.
It's fun. The
Big swords, like
yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's just Final Fantasy.
Weird, but like,
Yeah. The fight mechanics though are the battle system is really cool. It's just different enough, but it makes sense.
Yeah. It looks
It's
real-
a lot more active.
My understanding too, I heard rumors, and I don't know how true it is, that Final Fantasy VII, if and when it actually gets released,
Mhm.
is going to have those same battle mechanics instead of the turn-based stuff that Final Fantasy
I
did.
hope not.
See, and I hope so, because I
Yeah.
really am not all
I
that
don't know.
into turn-based stuff anymore. I think I could really get into Final Fantasy VII with those kind of mechanics.
Right. Well, there was just such a it was such a change. What was it? Final Fantasy X10
I don't
is
know.
when the mechanics really shifted into the new active like battle
Sure.
style. I don't know. There's still something to be said about going into a battle and it stopping down. This is your turn. You get a chance to really look and see what everybody's doing, where everybody's at, what you need to do, and kind of strategize.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot more strategy to that.
There were like 10 years where I thought that was the way I wanted to play everything, and that was 10 years ago. Like,
Okay. You might like Final Fantasy, the new 15. You might like 15.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
do
curious to try it. As this bro trip is like something I need to.
Oh, yeah.
I just watching the trailers and like little gameplay snips. I'm like,
Is that what
what's
you call a
going
bro
on?
road trip from now on?
broad
It's
trip?
a broad trip.
Yes, yeah, it's
I like it.
The car is awesome, though.
The car looks
is
great. I saw a
slick.
video the other day. Literally, all it was them driving through this canyon. I'm like, that looks
Yeah.
amazing.
what do they put in their hair?
I don't. What do you put in your hair?
That's
I
from
don't know.
that's from
I'm
wearing a hat.
literally
on.
Like
asking.
natural oils.
Oh, okay.
Ew.
I bottled it.
Is
So.
it a PS4 and Xbox release now?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Yep. Maybe I'll have to run
So
it. That's
check it
good.
out.
Good,
That's
good,
what I'm
good.
playing.
Nice. I started Outland, which is one of the games with gold that's free this month. It's 360 that's compatible backwards. And that's real fun. I actually started it
That's the platformer, with the red and the blue.
It's super fast, like really, really, really fast. And at first, like I'm like, this is too fast. Like I'm not. I feel like I'm playing in front of myself a little bit, but then as you get new abilities and like I love that it's okay. So at first you're just running, and then now you can do this like kneeling sliding things. You can hit enemies, and then we'll give you an uppercut with your sword, and then we'll give you that thing where you can switch between the blue and the yellow or the blue and the red lights. And
it's a beautiful game.
Beautiful. I mean, for a 360 game,
yeah,
it's stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it looks great. Like I played it on my PC too, because apparently I own it on Steam. Because that's how things work in my life. Yeah, literally. I had no idea.
We should do a whole episode that's nothing but Cliff comparing the games that he just bought on his Xbox to the ones he has already in Steam.
Yeah, it's not a mutually exclusive list. I just bought the 30 days of Humble bundle too. It's like $30, and you get a free game every day this month. And like an extra 6 games. So at the end of the month, I'm going to have like 5. I think it won't put me at 500, but it'll put me real close.
Because by the time we get to the end of the month, you'll have 500.
So the best thing about Steam is last week, I was in my Humble Bundle thing. They're like, hey, here's a bunch of games you've never installed. I'm like, really? That's weird. And I click this button, and there's literally like 25 Humble Bundle games that I purchased and just never redeemed on Steam. So, nah.
We know who's got the disposable income in the room.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you count disposable income at being like I buy $6 Humble Bundles once every 2 weeks. Let's see. My total count now is 442. And I have not redeemed any of the ones in that 30-day bundle yet.
Wow.
But so I played Outland. It's really, really, really fun. It's fast. It's crazy. Like it goes back and forth a little. Like I'm not super into the like go to the top part of this platform and then go to the bottom part of this platform and then go back to the top. Like it goes back and forth a little bit.
It's a very Metroidvania kind of.
Really, it is
kind of a thing, but not on the scale of Metroid.
Right.
Like the levels and whatever are definitely a lot more compact, and they only take up a couple of screens as opposed to giant sprawling.
Although
things.
Metroid, like I mean, depending on which Metroid you're talking about.
I just mean the Metroidvania style.
Yeah,
if you
I
think
agree.
like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, did you ever play that?
Yeah.
Dylan? Oh.
He's not that old.
But that's one of the best games of all time, in my opinion.
So to put things in perspective, and this will work exactly for Adam too. What year did you graduate high school?
95.
Okay, so you're actually a year further ahead of school I am. So
yes, I'm old. Thank you.
Well, no, you're just a year ahead of me. So it may not work with you then, but Dylan and I have never been in school at the same time. Because I graduated from high school before Dylan started kindergarten.
Oh, that's what you mean. I'm like,
and
then
when I left college,
I started college. So we've literally never been at school at the same time. Actually, that's not true. I guess I went to college the first time in 97. So we probably overlapped when I was in college. You were in kindergarten.
Yeah, but college, that's like you don't have to go to college.
No.
It's like that was completely
frankly, I probably should not have. But
it's just a fun extra. But
that was a fun little
anecdote. Feel old?
We just stumbled upon that today.
I feel real old.
But
other thing I'm playing that have not made me feel as old is I played Doom 2, Doom as well. Also very good.
Not Doom 2.
Started playing Kingdom Hearts 1.5 again. Real fun, but God, that game, it's 10 years old. The movement mechanics on that are.
Is it that old already?
I think Kingdom Hearts 2 came out 10 years ago.
Wow.
So Kingdom Hearts 1 is probably 13 or 14 years old, I would guess. But I mean, and these are the remasters, so they at least look better. But they're being re-released again next year on the PS4. Jeez. Yeah, in March they're going to bring out 1 and 2 in a single disc on the PS4.
Oh, nice.
So, and I'm not sure if they're going to remaster them again.
I never actually, I tried playing the first Kingdom Hearts, but I never got all that far into it, and I never finished it.
The worst problem with the Kingdom Hearts games is both 1 and 2 actually is that you don't get to the fun like Mickey Mouse parts of it until you've played for like 7 or 8 hours.
Oh yes, and I think that's probably why I lost.
Yeah, the game starts out on this dumb island, and you have to do. It's like a tutorial level. The second one starts the same way, where it's got this like 5-hour tutorial level that you have to go through first before you get to the part where you get to play with Donald and Goofy. And then it's really fun, and you go to all these cool, different worlds. I mean, they're all Disney worlds too, and so like if you like Final Fantasy, you like Disney, it's the perfect game, but you have to like push through all the crap to get there. So,
Right.
but then Dylan and I played Rocket League together for the first time, and it was amazing.
It was amazing.
See, yeah, I need to play that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out
We'll get it.
at some point.
At
But
some
yeah,
point
no,
we'll
it was great.
figure it
We
out,
played for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Him and me and my brother played.
Now, have you both played separately? Have you both played the game separately for a while, and this was just the first time you've played together?
Oh yeah, I
played
mean I've been playing
together,
Rocket
yeah.
League for a year.
Right.
He's been doing it.
I play it off and on, but
Okay.
I haven't played in a while, so I had to shake off some rust.
No,
But
he was great though.
we played pretty well.
It looks fun.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
How many people total per round? Like 4?
You can play up to 4v4. 4v4 though is too
4v4.
many. I play 3v3.
3v3 is the standard, right?
Yeah, 3v3 is like when they play it competitively. It's 3v3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Wait,
that's
is it
definitely-
competitive too, like Overwatch and
oh
stuff?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
They're pretty
The some championship was this weekend. I don't remember
Sweet.
which one.
Did you
but
win?
I did not.
Okay.
Oh my god! Like, it's a game. Like you should play it so you understand how it works, and then you should watch professional people play it.
And then
Because
see
you know-
how different that is.
Well, actually, I loaded up Twitch on my TV, and I
Yeah.
watched your stream of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So you watched someone who was not very good play it.
But I was like, whoa, this
Yeah.
is like.
What's crazy is like you watch even me play it. And like I have, like I said, probably 250 hours into that game, 200 hours into that game. And you'd think I'd be really good, but I'm just okay. And then you watch professional people play it, and it is like they're playing a game that is not even the same game that I'm
Right.
playing. Like it mostly takes place in the air. They rocket from one end to the other. They do these crazy like freestyle, like come off the wall, do 18 backflips, and then slam a ball that I don't even know how they knew that ball was going to be there. Like go watch Rocket League freestyle goals on YouTube,
Okay.
and you'll just go like, how do they even know? It's crazy. But we played that. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way. If we start a private server, all three of us could play together. It'd be fun. We just need to pick up a couple other people to do it. So we'll make that happen. Anyway, you guys ready to talk some news? Yes, news. So first thing we're gonna talk about is I guess we'll call it NintendoLand.
I'm into it.
Yeah. So
Totally into it.
totally into it.
Yes.
So Universal and Nintendo have announced that they're going to partner to put Nintendo-themed theme parks in Universal Orlando and Universal California and Osaka?
Oh, something like that.
Yeah.
Because when I first read that headline, I thought it said, where were the other towns?
Hollywood and
Florida?
Florida and California.
Okay. So when I first saw the headline, I thought it said Florida, California, and Ohio. And I'm like,
Well,
why would they put that in
weird.
Ohio? So I actually pulled up the article. I'm like, oh, Osaka.
That's very
not
different.
Ohio.
Very different.
Not Ohio.
Very different place.
And like so far there's very very little in details except that they're going to be there and they're quote unquote going to be expansive, immersive and interactive with rides, restaurants, attractions and shops.
Okay.
So I can get behind that.
I'm into it.
I mean, I'm a Disneyland guy, but Universal's kind of made a play lately with between that and Harry Potter Land. Like they're doing some stuff. So I guess maybe what would you like to see in a Universal closest to us, Universal Disneyland or Universal California Nintendo attraction?
What would I like to see?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, there needs to be a Mario Kart,
Right?
a la Cars Land.
The
something
go-karting
similar
would
to
be incredible at
Yeah.
Nintendo Land.
And they also need to give you bananas to throw at random.
You're obviously
people.
going to be able to go in Luigi's mansion.
Oh, that'd be good.
cool too.
That'd be real good.
Oh, I didn't think about
The very
this.
first Luigi's Mansion game is only like 3.5 hours long, but it was one of my favorite games I've ever played.
Was it
What's-
the GameCube?
Is that a GameCube game or is that
Maybe I don't remember where I played it, but I
GameCube.
rented it and it was so fun.
I had the newer one on the 3DS and it was amazing.
I could totally
amazing
see
It's a
that.
game.
cool game.
It's a great
That'd
game.
be real cool.
Oh, they should do a Mario Galaxy
Yeah,
ride where like
Yeah.
you walk into zero gravity. I don't know how that would work, but gosh, wouldn't that be fun?
yeah. I mean, I think the thing is, there's just the opportunities, just in first person. I mean, you could do like a kick-ass Star Fox game.
Like a
Oh,
Donkey Kong drum circle.
Weed is legal now in California, so that is an option.
I
Imagine
want to
getting stoned at Nintendo
go
Land.
buy a bomb at some Zelda themed shop.
Oh, what kind of Zelda ride could you make?
It's a boat,
Oh.
like the Wind Waker.
No,
Wind
that book
Waker.
was horrible, or that game was awful. I don't want to have anything to do. Oh no, not Wind Waker. What's the DS one that's all on a boat? It's terrible. I don't remember which one it is. It's the DS.
You should see our faces right
Boat
now. Adam and I are
Zelda
looking
game.
at
The
each
Wind
other.
Waker was terrible.
Yeah,
How very
no.
dare you,
I
sir.
apologize for that.
No, I can't.
I know that they did a Wind Waker style a stylized game for the DS. But
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
I
And it
can't.
was,
There's been a lot of.
There's so
them.
many of them.
yeah.
The
Um,
boat one was awful. I did not like it.
Okay. Well,
Anyway.
thanks for your opinion.
Yeah,
I want to be on a Wind Waker themed boat ride.
Yeah,
I could get behind that.
that would be a lot of fun.
There's got to be a Super Mario Land, right? Like
Right.
something
Oh, yeah,
called
right.
Super
Can I
Mario
like go
Land.
platforming and like I fall into a ball pit if I miss? Like
Oh.
I want to go human platforming. Like how cool would that be? It's like American Ninja Warrior or American Gladiators or something like
that'd
that,
be
but in a
amazing.
Mario themed world or Donkey Kong Country.
God,
Like
that'd
this
be
is
incredible.
potentially could be the coolest place ever. And if Nintendo's listening to me right now,
You want royalties?
you get the first one free, but you know where to find me.
Right.
I think the theming for that, like done right. I mean, I think that's Universal historically has not done theming very well, but Harry Potter Land really shows that they
I've
have.
not been there yet.
I haven't either, but I've seen all
It
the
looks
pictures. I'm gonna
incredible.
go. I might go this spring. I probably not until this fall though,
Okay.
because I want to wait for crowds to reach not horrifying. But I mean, it looks like you're going to visit Harry Potter. So I think that they've really figured. I mean, well, I'm sure that they looked at what Disney's done and said, you can spend $1 billion on Cars Land and make a profit.
Exactly.
So I mean, done well, the theming could be amazing. Like it's probably the first time. I think it's really the first time you've ever had that opportunity to, like, the first time you go into Cars Land, you go like, oh my God, I just stepped
it's like
into a
literally
cartoon.
walking into a movie.
It's absolutely insane. And so I think you could get that same experience. Like, I've never been able to walk into a Mario game. I've never been able to
Yeah.
walk into a Zelda game. I've never been able to walk into any of those
They
things.
should make like a track and field land.
Nah.
You remember that on the old regular Nintendo? It came with that big mat
Yep.
that you plugged in and you
Yep.
did all your track and field. It was
Yep.
like the original DDR, but with a
Right.
final mat. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
that was weird.
Excite Bike.
I would do that.
I know, right? There's so many options.
Yeah, there needs to be. What they need to do is they need to separate it out per system. Like there needs to be an NES land,
yeah.
an SNES land,
Is it real
a Game
blocky?
Boy land where it's only for like babies. What?
Is NES Land real blocky?
Pretty
Like,
much. Yeah. Everything's pixelized,
Yeah. I don't think there's any.
like Canada.
I don't think there's any release. Oh, they say they should open by 2020.
That seems
Wow.
real soon.
Wow. Well, that's in Osaka, so maybe they'll start in Japan.
So we're
And they're saying
going to
$350
Japan
million
in 2020.
Yeah.
They're
How
saying
much?
$350 million, which is not a lot of money. I mean,
$350 million
for the Super
the whole
Mario
park.
in the Nintendo section in Osaka. That's not much. Cars
No.
Land, I think, was $1 billion. So
So we're talking a smaller scale
Yeah.
here, probably.
yeah, way smaller. Like
I don't know.
okay.
I'll be very interested to see what comes out of it,
Yeah.
though.
I'm curious. I want to see it. I want
Right?
to go. I want to go.
I want to go.
I want to go to there.
Perfect. Well, the next thing we're going to talk about is my favorite thing that Dylan has ever titled anything. What the hell? I just streamed games straight to my TV. I saw that pop on our show notes. I'm like, what's he talking about?
Right?
Dylan?
Well, that's the reaction I had because I was troubleshooting something with the TV, and on the Google, they told me that
I've heard of this, the Google.
I've heard of the Google.
that I could just stream PS3 games to my TV, and I was like, well, that seems weird, but that's
and that was the first time you'd heard about it.
yeah, I hadn't heard about it before. No,
I guess I read a lot of like GameSpot.com and IGN and all that stuff. And I remember when,
And I will say, I'm a super nerd.
yeah,
And this is the first time I heard about it, too.
yeah.
really.
Yeah.
PlayStation. It's what is it? PS Now.
Yeah, PlayStation Now. So if you have a PlayStation Now subscription, which you could, if you want to try it for 7 days, you can get a free trial. Normally $20 a month, but you
Mhm.
can have unlimited access to PS3 games essentially.
And is that just any recent Sony TV?
I think they're all baked into most of the Sony TVs
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Because I know the one that I've got. We've got ours, and it's got all the bells and whistles, and it's got a big PlayStation Now button as soon as you log in.
Yeah,
On the TV.
and I noticed that
Crazy.
PlayStation Now button before, but I didn't know what that was, and I wasn't gonna click on it. But the TV's a few years old, and it handles this fine. So I got my free subscription and loaded up, or I streamed in BioShock Infinite, and I played that for a
Nice.
while. And I can't tell if the graphical qualities of it are they. Did you notice?
So when I
that-
did my trial, because I did mine, like I was saying, back in July-ish when when we first got our TV, and I was like, "Wow, it's a free trial. I'm going to do it." I played during that week. I just wanted to see how many games I could like try out and what they all looked like, and I tried The Last of Us, a handful of other games, an Uncharted game here, and something else. But every single one that I played, The response time was fine. There was no lag. The graphical, fidelity was just fine.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell.
Like it was
I'd
degraded
have
at
to
all.
put it next to something to really tell the difference. Because again, we're playing PS3 games, so
Well, that's the thing is PS3. It's just you lack the fidelity anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
most of those games aren't even. I mean, maybe 720.
yeah. And I'm
Yeah, when
playing
you're
on
playing
a
them off a
4K
disc,
TV,
so-
so and streaming to a 4K TV. I don't know if that.
They probably upscale, but
Yeah.
So I don't know if
But it was really cool.
it
Yeah.
was just really real cool that I could just stream
Cool /
this.
bizarre.
Yeah, it was real weird. Like I don't need a console. I just pair my DualShock 3 with my TV, and now I'm playing games.
Oh, see, and the new TVs, they are like the one we've got. It's pair with a DualShock 4. Like that's an actual icon in the settings.
Yeah.
it's crazy. So they just have Bluetooth built in. That's really neat.
Which is real neat. I guess the catch here is PlayStation now is kind of expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not. I would not pay $20 a month
For
for
a
it.
library that is on average at least 6 years old at this point,
Yeah, I mean,
or 4 years old, like the PS4.
either
came out 4 years
way,
ago.
yeah. I mean,
So I mean, stuff is still coming out for the PS3, and that's fine. That's great, but. I mean, those titles typically aren't even on the PS Now.
and I would guess that's what it
thing
is. It's I assume it's just physical released stuff. Like it's stuff that came on a disc. Like you're not getting. I don't know, the PS3 kind of indie shop and all that stuff. It's only disc based stuff.
Well, I know that there were certain developers that were signing on, like Capcom at one point ended up
Oh,
signing
so it's not
on,
even their
so-
entire library. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
not.
selection.
It is not. The
There's like
entire library.
450 games on there. I
Oh, well,
think.
that's a lot of games.
There's a
though.
lot of games. Like
It's a
you're
lot.
at no shortage of games, but how many of those games am I
Do you
actually
actually
going
wanna
to play?
play?
And if I'm only playing like one a month, I'm just going to buy that
Yeah.
one game that
For
costs less than
$13.
that on the PlayStation Store, and then I just have it. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and I think
But-
I think Dylan, we talked about it earlier, and I think he's really right. Is the price point for that is 8 to 10? Like it should be a Netflix price because I would
Yeah.
probably
Right.
pay 8 to 10. I mean, I pay 15 a month for GameFly, and I think that's kind of outlandish.
Oh, you have GameFly?
I do, yeah, and I think that's a little expensive, but that does give me access to almost any new game. Plus, I get there's a lot of advantages to get that. You get 10% off used games. You get $5 in used game store credit every 3 months. So I mean, there's a lot of reasons to do it, but like even that I think is a little more.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay 10 for that. But I mean, like EA Access, which is kind of an analog, kind of on the Xbox, ecosystem, is $5.
Really?
$5. Well, it's $30
or
a year.
$30 a year.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
wow.
so you can either pay $5 a month or $30 a year, and
I just need to do that.
yeah, it's well. And actually, talk to us. There's a $5 off coupon today
there's a
for Newegg,
coupon.
so you can get it for
You get $25
yeah,
for
so
the
for
whole year, for the
$25
next
for a full
year.
year.
And tell me again what you get with
So
that?
EA Access gives you access to a lot of EA games. You get all, and so it's kind of almost like, I wouldn't say it's like a game comes out and a year later it hits that, because like Unravel, which came out 6 months ago,
Oh,
was
yeah,
already
yeah,
on
yeah.
it. And Unravel's great.
Is it?
So much fun.
That's a little string dude.
yeah,
right?
little string
Yeah.
guy, Yarny, is
his
on
name?
it. Yarny.
Okay.
But like both the Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare
Fair.
games are on it, and Star Wars Battlefront.
I love those games.
Right? Star Wars Battlefront
It's
is going to be on it this
coming.
month.
You got Mirror's Edge 1 and 2 on there.
Mirror's Edge 2 came out 3 months ago.
I mean,
Oh,
all
wow.
the
Yeah, I've never played.
most
I've
of
neither.
the last year's sports
All
games.
the sports games are on it if you like the sports ball.
Yeah.
Need
I'd
for
try
Speed, Battlefront 4,
Dragon
Battlefront
Age,
Hardline, Dragon Age.
Inquisition's on there.
Some of the Dead Space games are on there.
Yeah.
I have a problem because it's on the PC too.
Okay.
And so I get those a little mixed up.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's a lot of titles
for
that
five-
you would play.
for $30 a year, it's 100% worth it. And you
Right.
get 10% off all EA games you buy.
oh wow.
And you can play most EA games, like demo them for up to 10 hours,
Okay.
a couple days early.
Yeah.
It's totally worth that
to-
price.
Right now.
Yeah, they're giving you a
$25,
good
okay.
deal. So
And so I have a hard time going like,
$20
really, would I pay
for an archive library,
$240 a year for an archive library that I don't even actually, I don't own anything.
Yeah.
I
and
think the price is just too
at
high.
$10 a year, I don't really feel bad when I'm not watching Netflix, right?
Right.
If
Right.
I don't watch Netflix this month, I'm not that bummed that I paid $10 for the service.
Has
Because
a month
sometimes
gone by that you've gotten Netflix and not watched it?
Wait. So do you wait?
I
Sorry,
don't know if 2
completely
days go
random.
by that I don't watch Netflix.
Oh yeah. I don't think
well, I mean, there's so
hours
many
go
different.
by.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
by the time you have Hulu
yeah.
to keep up with South Park, and then I
Yeah.
have Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
which I rarely ever
That's
use.
the one I never
don't
watched
either.
anything, but they've got some really great shows like The Man in the Tower or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I saw the first 2 episodes. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so have you upgraded your Netflix? You've got a 4K TV, right?
Yeah.
Have you upgraded your Netflix to the Ultra HD package?
No, I don't.
You need to do
either.
that to get the 4K content.
Yeah.
It's
I've
an
watched
extra, like $2 a
Okay.
month.
It might be on.
I haven't either,
don't-
and I don't know. Like I'm kind of torn whether I should do it or not. I think it's cool. I think it's just too expensive, and especially when you compare it to what the Xbox has, where they've got I don't even know 140 games that I can just play. They're 100% backwards compatible on the Xbox.
And you can just play them?
You just play them, and if you already own it on a disc, you put the disc in, and it says, "Oh, hey, you already own this game. Great!" And it just becomes part of your library.
That's
You
one
know,
place where Xbox and Microsoft are kind of killing it.
well, and it's great too with Xbox games with Gold. You get 4 games a month. 2 of them are Xbox 360 games, and every single game they've released, I think for the last like 6-7 months, that as an Xbox 360 game is backwards compatible. So they all just play on your Xbox, and so that's how I'm playing Outland. It was a Xbox games with Gold game, totally free, for backwards compatible to my
You can't do
Xbox
that
One.
with the PS
Yeah.
Plus, which I would love it if they did.
Yeah, and I mean that's really what would keep me from probably playing 90% of PS Plus games.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean the reality is the difference in the hardware architecture between a PS4 and a PS3 is apples and I don't know,
Rocks.
some
And
sort of
PCs.
small mammal or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just entirely different. So
Apples and dolphins.
yeah, really, it's just different. So I think it's awesome. Like I kind of I have an LG TV, so I'm left out of this fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could, in theory, stream it to my PC. But,
The PlayStation Now?
yeah,
If you've got a PS3, you can stream it to that too.
really
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's streamable. You can stream it
Yeah.
on PS3, PS4, PC, the TVs,
And PCs.
Android TV. I think it's Android TV.
Mm.
I don't know so much if it's. Well, no, you don't have an Android TV. It's a Sony, but
It's
it's
a Sony
not.
TV.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so there's
Thing.
options. It's
Yeah.
too expensive.
but yeah, they just made it available for PC to do it on PC.
Yeah, and I think if they knocked it down to $5 a month, it would be like, oh, of course I'll do that. Like I'd
Yeah.
love to be playing my Kingdom Hearts through that instead of having to worry about keeping my discs around and all that
Right.
stuff. I'd love to play just a handful of games. I never played Journey. I never played The Last of Us. There's a handful of games. I never played any of the Uncharted games. Like there's some games I want to play and just haven't. So yeah, we'll figure it out.
True enough.
Anyway, Dylan wants to talk about Overwatch too.
I've never played it.
You should really
Yeah.
get
I've watched
it.
Kevin play it.
should-
he downloaded it on the free weekend or whatever a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now he plays that too.
It's,
It's great.
I'm lonely.
Are you a video game widow?
Pretty much. Well, thankfully this podcast came along, and I always played games here and
Yeah.
there just to kind of like, oh, that looks like fun. I played for a few hours, but now I'm finding myself going, I need to finish this thing. So like South Park, I brought my computer with me today in case I had a lull.
Yeah.
Pull it out and start playing,
Nice.
but I didn't.
That's all right.
I'm a responsible employee, but whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Overwatch.
anyway, they're reworking character Symmetra, giving her new abilities, and I just like games doing this. I like that Overwatch. I mean, you buy the game once, and you're gonna get new characters. They're gonna look at how the game's evolving, how players play the game, what players are saying about the game, and they're gonna change characters. They're gonna update, and you're not paying for this content at the end of the day. They're constantly just making this game better.
Yeah, games as a
more
service.
and it won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So
it won Game of the Year and 4 other awards. I mean,
and it's just I love games that do this. This is what I love about League of Legends. How it's like, oh, this character doesn't get played. Why doesn't this character get played? Let's do it. I'm not exactly sure if Symmetra had issues. I've read that people played her before the rework and liked it. Now they're like even more excited to play her now.
Yeah.
But
it's just nice that Blizzard looks at feedback and I mean, I think sometimes too, like I do not play Hearthstone, but I know with Hearthstone a lot of times what they do is they just let's introduce some changes and shake things up. Let's let's not let people get complacent and I'm so good at this person, I'm always going to play this person. In Hearthstone, this is the deck I always play with. So there's that. No, we're gonna throw some different stuff out there just to see how that messes with the ecosystem, how that messes with players, how that enables people to play ways that they didn't before, different ways that they have before, and I think it's great. I was telling Dylan, I hopped on yesterday and just played a couple of quick games. I haven't played in a while, and Sombra right?
Sombra.
Sure.
Is what Adam's like, I don't know.
She's the
Oh,
new
yeah,
character.
She's
though.
one of the new characters. One of
okay.
2 new characters they've introduced in the last
since
2 or 3 months.
I think since the release, those are
Because
the two
release
additional.
it's not that old of a game.
No,
No.
it came out over the summer.
But they've already given us 2 new characters.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
in
Sombra
that
is the
amount of time.
first character that I've ever hopped into that game, and I was like, oh my god, this character was made for me to play. She feels so natural and so fast, and her gun's amazing. She has like this little kind of SMG, like, you know, it's one of those where you pull the trigger, it just goes kind of, and it feels like she has tons of ammo before she has to reload. She can turn invisible. She can like throw a beacon and then teleport to the beacon. And like,
right.
I felt so fast. Like I was just, that game, I really, 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 really like it, but I've never felt natural in any, you know, I've played all the characters. I'm like, that one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. And I hopped into her and I was like, I felt like I was everywhere on the map and I was jumping and I felt like I was playing Overwatch like I see other people play Overwatch.
But it didn't give you it didn't feel like you had an unfair advantage over
No.
everybody. It just felt right.
Although I will say that a lot of people have said that Sombra is kind of OP. So
and that
but
happens when you introduce new characters.
overpowered.
Okay.
So when you introduce new characters, a lot of times they are very powerful because they're like, oh, we're gonna do this new cool thing, and because people don't know that character yet, so someone comes in and they kind of figure it out. It's like they're gonna do well because you don't know how to counter that yet. Right?
Exactly.
And then they might come back and nerf for a little bit or
Yeah,
whatever.
so either she'll
or
get
you figure
nerfed.
out how to nerf.
Like change her stats so she's less.
Make it softer.
Yes,
Yeah,
essentially,
exactly.
make her so she does
Well,
less damage, or make
I'm
her
learning
so.
so
Like,
much
oh,
today.
she outputs too much damage, or
Okay.
Well, her special attack is like this hacking thing where she can
She-
turn everyone
you're-
else's
you-
specials off.
you literally turns your abilities off, and you're like, well, I'm literally
I'm a guy with a
walking
gun
around
now.
now,
yeah,
which is very obnoxious when you're playing. You're like, oh,
and she can hack health packs too, so
Yeah,
she can
so
make
you
it so
can't
health
use
packs
those.
poison you. I think,
and
or at least you
it's
can't
like
use
she's
them.
got really cool abilities, and like that's exciting. So I mean, I can't wait to see what's next.
She's so fun to play. She's so fun to play. So, but I think it's just I think it's so cool that they took a game where, like I said, like I really enjoy playing the game, and not having a character that didn't feel quite right to me never stopped me from playing it. But it was great to hop into a character that I'm like, oh, I just feel at home now.
this.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's
Cool.
real good.
I might have to check that out.
You really should. We should.
I
We'll-
should.
we'll play
it's
it together.
Yeah. I'm always a few months behind.
You know,
It's fine.
when we were kind of writing, like I built the website for this podcast this week and kind of got up and running, even though we've said that we've had one for 3 weeks. Anyway,
1 month into it, hey, it's alive.
It's a website, and you know that we were kind of writing copy and trying to figure out who the audience for this was for, and I think that's a real person, is that person that doesn't necessarily buy every game when it first comes out.
right. Like I know about all these games.
Yeah,
I just have never really
yeah.
played with them.
I like
can't
to
play
pay
all the games.
I like to pay.
I know.
$60 for one game and then pay $20 for 4 games. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And I think that's hopefully the people that we're talking to. So
That makes sense.
and if you're not that person, sorry, man.
Yeah, then well, I mean, we'll get to
There's
you
other
eventually.
podcasts for you too, I'm sure.
We just don't, everyone out there, we just don't want you to miss a game that you might enjoy playing,
Yeah.
I think is the big
Right.
thing. So if you haven't tried Overwatch yet,
do it.
do it.
It's
Just
great.
do it. It's a great game. And
We'll coordinate and figure out which version of Overwatch that Adam should buy.
yeah.
Which version?
Well, I mean, do you buy the PC version? Because
Oh.
then you can't play with Dylan.
Oh, and you've got PC.
Yeah. Well, I actually own it twice. For a
Okay.
game that I'm kind of lukewarm on, I have a lot of copies of it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we'll figure that out. But you
we'll-
should
we'll-
play.
we'll
'cause it's
find a
really good.
solution to this pretty
Cross-platform
soon.
Play
Yeah.
down.
That's,
For
I think
everything.
that's going to be starting to happen pretty soon.
Cross-platform on
I don't
first-person
know.
shooters, though, is really almost impossible. Because, well, the
They should
reason
still try.
you could try, but the reason, I mean, and they've tried it before, but the problem is you have to give console players auto aim,
Yeah.
and it just
How does auto aim?
so it's something that is on every single console game you have. It's that the game helps you aim because a controller is not as accurate as a mouse and keyboard, and so
We literally don't point on the enemy's head.
Yeah,
Like,
it helps you to aim. It helps you to aim faster. It helps you to get to your target faster. And a PC does not do that. A PC with auto aim would be incredibly unfair.
yeah.
So
it's kind of like putting a little magnet in whoever you're wanting to look at.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind
And
of like,
so-
you get close to it and it kind of like pulls it the
pulls
rest
you
of the
to
way.
it. Yeah, and you don't really notice it, but if
Yeah, I
it
was gonna
wasn't
say, I don't
there,
think I ever noticed that.
It's
if
subtle,
it
but
wasn't there,
it's-
you would really notice it.
You're like,
Oh,
And so that's why it's really
You mean
hard.
these games that I finally feel like I'm accomplishing something in, they could be harder.
They could be a lot harder.
It can be a lot harder.
But it's not harder for your skill level. It's just harder
Right.
because of your input device.
Right. Okay.
I mean, but that's kind of what the PC Master Race builds themselves around, is that they have a superior input device. So
Did you say PC Master Race?
I'll show you a comic afterwards. You'll love it.
Okay.
In case you're wondering, you're a filthy console peasant.
That's fine.
And I'm happy to be that.
Yeah,
sleep
I don't
just
think there's
fine at
anything wrong
night.
with that. I have both, and I love all of them for different reasons.
Right.
So
Well, like I said, I'm totally getting into the PC thing.
it's great.
Finally.
It's great. It's if anything,
Decades
it's because
after
it's
the fact.
once you pay for the hardware, and the hardware is the expensive part. The games are real cheap. The games are real cheap.
I
I
think
mean, that's
that's
why
the
I
thing
have
that I'm-
450 games on Steam. Like I don't have 450 games in my Xbox
Yeah.
library.
Ooh,
So
getting
although
there.
I have like 115, so
Oh, God.
well, I get 4 free ones every month.
Yeah. See,
so
I don't even count those.
yeah, well, but
I
some of them are
should.
great, man.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, talking about filthy consoles, but I guess this is PCs too. PSVR has came out, got some buzz. They sold a couple,
Yeah.
but not nearly as many as everyone thought they were going to.
But they're still outselling.
the sales estimate for this year was 2.6 million.
Well,
And
I don't. When I first saw that number, even I'm a giant Sony fanboy and a PlayStation fanboy. Even I thought that was a ridiculous number.
Well, so think about it though. There's 40 million PlayStations out in the wild,
Ish.
50 million.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.6 is not that big of a percent. That's 5% of people buying.
That's 5% of owners dipping their toe in the pool.
That's not a lot of people.
It's not, but still at the same time, that's still more than I was
For something as
thinking.
buzzy as VR. I don't know. But anyways, they've done those
Evaluated.
estimates down to 750,000. So less
And
than
that's-
1%.
Well, that still makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
But I wonder I think part of the reason is just the games aren't there yet.
They're not.
There's no killer app for VR. But I think part of it is just a marketing problem too. Like Black Friday, there was zero VR deals. And my guess is that's because they're losing money or breaking
They're
even on
barely
every
breaking
single
even
one
as
they're
it is.
selling. But I mean, I haven't really seen any commercials for them really.
Right.
I watched PlayStation Experience at least some of this weekend. There didn't seem to be a lot of VR push.
I just really hope that $500 I spent is
Right.
for not.
And what worries me about VR in general is that it's going to be the next Kinect. Or the next move if you're a PlayStation person, where you're going to get into it and then go like, but the difference for me is I got the Kinect. I was like, oh my god, this has so much possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd play it and go like, well, but it doesn't really work.
Right.
I would do things and go like, oh man, if this worked, this would be great. And the difference is VR actually really does work. It's amazing.
Yeah, the PlayStation VR absolutely works, and I want to say that it's even a little more freeing than, even though I've not tried the Oculus or the Vive.
But they're effectively the same.
They're effectively the same, except for the Vive, you've got like a 15 by 15 kind of space setup because you put these little
Wall sensors.
sensors and cameras and whatever. So you've actually got space to move around in.
True.
Oculus, you're straight up tethered. Everything fits right into the
For now,
headset,
yeah.
For now. With the PlayStation VR, I think it's, from what I've seen and the way it's worked for me, it's kind of a marriage of the two.
Because you have the camera, don't you?
Because you got the camera, so you can actually move around in physical space. It's not all controller based. You can actually stand up, walk around, look around, move around physically. And it's not just the controllers that are doing it. So I think that the PlayStation VR overall is more accessible and more of what it should be.
Yeah, well, I mean, the price is right too, where you can
and the
have the
price is
complete
absolutely
set
right.
for $900. And I mean,
Yeah.
quick, if you got a PS Pro over the holidays, you could probably be in for $800, $750. So I mean, the price. I mean, that's the cost of a Vive, not to mention the
Then the
$900
$2,000
PC you
computer.
need.
We just gave two very different prices on a computer.
Mine's right. I mean, you can right now. I think HP and Vive or HP and Oculus have a $1,500 deal where you can get the system and you don't need a super system to do it. But you need a nice system. I mean, it's not. My computer will not run VR, and it runs all the games I want to play just fine, but I don't have a strong enough video card. You really have to be able to push a very high resolution at a very high frame rate for VR. So, I think that's part of the problem. But I mean, I think part of it, like I was at GameStop the other day and they're like, hey, you guys want to try PlayStation VR? I'm like, of course we want to do it. Like my kid will do it anytime there's one within 50 feet, he wants to do it. And the game they had us play was Carnival Games. Like he did what are they, when you go to
Skee ball,
well,
balloon darts.
He did the thing where you like have a gun and you shoot it at like fake targets and and I'm like, that's fun.
Right.
But that's not showing off what VR can do. I think it's a lot of it's just they haven't figured out the right way to market it, the right game to get people to play this, the right game to show how immersive VR can really be.
Right.
And so I think that maybe that's part of it too, but it's a shame. I hope that it doesn't become the Kinect because I really want it to work.
I don't think it will. I'm really hoping it doesn't. Because I've bought one.
Right. And on one hand, I've bought 2 Kinects, so I feel you. On one hand, you go, well, it's not going to fail. They've got Valve money behind them, and they've got Facebook money behind them, and they've got Sony money behind them. But,
Yeah, I mean, what company hasn't cut their losses from a failed technology
right
when they see the writing on the wall?
Yeah, so hopefully 2017 is the year when the kind of the software catches up to the hardware, and even the hardware continues to get better. They're saying that they may have wireless ones by like the end of next year, right? The Oculus Touch, and that's why I haven't bought yet, is because I want to wait and see what the next version is going to be. And I also want to see which version of it's going to work with the Xbox Scorpio, because guaranteed
one of them is all going to hit at once.
Yeah, and my guess is it's going to be the Vive, but I guess we'll see.
That would be amazing,
right? Yeah, and the only reason I think that is because they've been demoing Vives at the Microsoft stores, so it makes sense.
Shiny, I need to buy it now,
right? Yeah, so I'm holding off, but they're making leaps, and the Oculus Touch controllers came out today or yesterday, and they're supposed to be. I've used them before; they're great. I played with them at PAX. I think I like the Vive controllers better, but neither here nor there. So they're pushing forward. I just hope that it keeps going at a momentum that they stick around.
Yeah, and actually, now that I've got the PS Pro, I need to fire up the VR again to see what the difference is, because there's been a lot of talk that it graphically it's a little smoother, it's a little softer. It's not as, because the thing that I found the most with it, I think I talked about a while back, is the motion sickness with it, and I know it's not just me, but I think I'm experiencing it on a higher level than a lot of people who do. Just it was really throwing me off, especially the first person moving around kind of games. Those were really effing with my head. But like the on-rail shooters and the immersiveness of it all, those were fun. Those were great.
Yeah, that was one thing I was very happy about. I'm very susceptible to motion sickness, and the couple times I've tried it, I have not gotten motion sickness at all. So here's hoping. Anyway, I think next we're going to talk about EA and some of their interesting decisions on how they're going to make their yearly games maybe not so yearly anymore. Dylan.
EA focuses on Battlefront over Battlefield. That's their announcement. So they're going to put, after a very successful Battlefield 1, they're going to put that on the back burner and say, hey, we're going to do Battlefront now.
And that's the Star Wars stuff.
That's the Star Wars one. I mean, not that it hasn't been successful. Battlefront sold 13 million copies.
There's no plan right now to have another Battlefield game coming out next year or probably even the year after, anything like that. So I think this is very refreshing news. I think others can learn from this and maybe follow suit. And it'd be nice to see other games out there than having yearly
it's like
annual updates.
It's like the Saw franchise. Every year we had a new Saw movie. Yeah. Okay.
Well, and eventually they just get bad. And eventually you get, even if they're not bad,
even if when they're not bad, you're still going, here comes another Saw movie. Well, I know how that goes.
And because of the way I play games, too, like if you're not willing to buy Battlefield 1 or Call of Duty, whatever they're up to now, or Modern Warfare, whatever, or any of these annualized franchise, if you don't buy day one, by the time you buy it 4 months later on sale, you're screwed. You're never going to be competitive online.
Right.
You're never going to be. And a game that has a 3-year life instead of a 1-year life, you can pick up a year into it and still have a couple years to get good. be competitive and have fun. And plus, I think it's just there's a quality. I mean, I don't want to say there's a quality aspect to it because they're not ever done by the same developer. But I don't need one of those every single year. And I think it's kind of, I don't want to say brave. That's a real dumb thing to say. It's not like they're, fighting
Right, they're not
crime,
out there saving children.
Right. But I mean, they can put out a new Battlefield game every year. They can put out a new Call of Duty every year and sell
They can cash in on that.
8, 10, 12 million copies. And so to take a step back and go like, that's not a good long-term choice. Looking at what we want to be making 5 or 10 years from now instead of what we want to be making next year,
Right.
I think is real smart. And I like Battlefront's great.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm so excited to see what the next Battlefront will be because I think there's definitely stuff that could be done to improve on the last one. But
And see, that's
it's
the
a
thing, like,
great start.
Because I've not played it, but I did buy it.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, I did buy it because it was on sale at some point on the PlayStation
It's
Store.
so good.
Is
it's
it?
so pretty. It's the closest I have ever been to being inside of Star Wars. It's gorgeous, and it sounds dumb, but it sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, I've watched some Twitch streams and
Yeah.
I've watched people play, and it looks awesome. But it was one of those, I'm really tired and drunk at 3 a.m. I'm going to buy this.
Adam needs to sleep more and drink less.
But you're making good decisions when you're
like,
tired and drunk.
See, that's
so
the thing. That's what I always stand by. No matter how drunk I get, I'm not making decisions I regret. It's fine.
That's not something a lot of people can say, so you
I
should
know.
run with it. Yeah.
I'm holding
Battlefront's
strong
great,
to that.
loaded up. That doesn't have crossplay. No, it's really good though. It's really like the only thing that pisses me off about Battlefront is it's an EA game, and so I bought a copy for me and I bought a copy for my kid, and I own 2 of them. But you have to have an EA account to play the game, and EA decided that because my kid was under 16 or 17, I want to say, because of how his profile's set up, that he's not old enough to play that game. And nothing I can have been able to do has been able to get me past that. It's
That's frustrating.
really
Can't
obnoxious.
you just make him a new account?
It's
and-
tied to your gamer ID. And so I need to
you need to build a time machine
I
to
guess.
make him older.
right? And you're supposed to be able to change his birth dates, and I've tried it. We spent 2 hours during our 24-hour Extra Life marathon. We were going to end our game with me and some of my other folks in my family playing it. Spent an hour and a half trying to make it work and couldn't.
Wait, you're supposed to be 17 or so to play that?
Yeah.
Because I have watched streams of people playing it with kids playing that game.
Oh yeah, and it's
That sound like
I'm not going to
drunk
say
toddlers.
I'm not going to say it's kid friendly because you're guys shooting at other people, but it's not
it's
Doom.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
What 6-year-old hasn't seen Star
Right?
Wars?
Well, I mean, my kid saw it at 6 and 4 and 3.
Right?
That's how you raise a kid right. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Introduce them to the fake violence before the real shit happens.
Very, very, very disappointed in that. But besides that, the game's fantastic.
Okay.
Love it. So,
Thankfully, I'm not under the age of 17, so I should be fine.
well, I mean, age-wise anyway. Mentality.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Finally, we are going to talk about Rocket League, which is, I love any week
Guys,
we can talk about
seriously,
Rocket League.
Every time you say Rocket League,
I light up like a
frickin'
Christmas
Christmas
tree.
So, yeah.
So what's coming?
Everything is coming. And actually, one of those things actually might be a Christmas tree. So December 7th, which for everyone listening is actually yesterday, but for us is tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how
Look
the
at that.
world works when you build a podcast.
Gotcha.
So by this time tomorrow, by the time you hear this, I'll have already put 24 hours into this game. The December update will first of all have all new toppers and antennas and trails. All the Christmas stuff from this year is coming out, and all of the stuff from last Christmas is also coming out. So you'll be able to get, let's see, I don't have a list. So you will be able to this year get elf hat toppers and nutcracker antennas and a New Year's glasses topper for the 2017 items. And then you'll also be able to get the 2016 items. You'll also be able to get all the 2015 holiday items, which include the Christmas Rocket Trail, the Blitzen Topper, the Christmas Tree Topper, like I said, the Sad Sapling Topper, which I think
is the Charlie Brown.
Got to be the Charlie Brown Christmas. The Santa
that.
Topper, the Candy Can Antenna, and the Holiday Gift Antenna. And if this works anything like the Halloween update that came out with all of the 2015 and 2016 Halloween stuff, you can get all those in about 15 hours, maybe 20 hours. So it's not.
So how do you actually get those?
It's random drops after you play. So
Oh, do you actually pick up loot in this game?
it's kind of so every game that ends, you have a chance of getting something.
Okay.
And there's just different percentages.
Okay.
And so starting tomorrow, I think through January 2nd or 4th, it'll all be holiday drops or mostly holiday drops. So, every 5-6 games you get something.
Okay.
But they have crates now too, so you can get crate
Cool.
drops that you have to pay to unlock. But it's real fun. Like it seems like such a stupid thing, and the funny thing is I was obsessive about getting all of the holiday ones for Halloween. Got all of them. I was so proud of myself, and then immediately took them off my car because I just like
it's not Halloween anymore.
I just like to have them. So you're getting all that, which would have been cool enough, but it's also a huge other update where we're going to get a entirely new arena, which is the Starbase Arc arena, which is awesome looking. It's very space looking. It looks like it's set on, I don't know, one of the Halo rings or something. And a new car, new DLC, kind of futury jet looking car, which is real cool. There's going to be Steam Workshop level support for the PC version, so people will actually be able to build their own arenas and share them with
what?
other people. Yeah, which could be. There's some kind of experimental arenas that Psyonix has done that have like multiple goals or
different tiers.
different tiers or poles in the middle, and so there's some cool stuff that they've done. There's a circular arena that's a lot of fun to play on. So I think it'll be just interesting to see what people come up with, and hopefully they'll figure out a way to. I'd love to see if they could get this integrated into the Xbox and PlayStation version too, so we could actually get this stuff downloadable onto those systems as well. But either way, I own it on the PC, of course, too. So of course. So we'll be able to do that. Probably the thing I'm actually most excited about is custom training, though. It's a mod already on the PC, but you can actually say, I want to set up a custom training montage where the ball's going to bounce in like this, and I'm going to have my car here, and I'm going to practice saving goals from different angles, or I'm going to practice the ball coming in from the top and practice aerials from different angles. And you can just set up these things and do them over and over and over again, just to kind of perfect stuff that you need to be able to do in a game, but you're not going to be able to do enough times in a game to get really good at it and get the kind of muscle memory going. It's been great being able to do that on the PC. It'll be really nice to be able to do it on the Xbox and the PlayStation now.
Because I'll say, every time I get that chance in game, the ball's coming over my head, and I'm going to try to jump up for an aerial and block it. I whiff so bad. And it just goes, I'm like, I tried.
It's hard.
But that's the one chance I get every 3 games, maybe, where I get to practice that move. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it. Jump, boost. And it's gone.
And the trainings that are built into the game just aren't the same. And hopefully it works like the mod does, where you can literally just say, I want to try these 15 things, and it'll just loop them for you. And it's not try and miss and try and miss. And it's, I try this one, I try this one, I try this one, I try this one. It's a really good way to just get used to trying different things and the ball coming from different places and being able to, aerial right and figure out how, the right amount of boost and the right amount of direction and the right amount of all those things. So that's going to be great. Couple other little things. There's going to be arena preferences. So you'll be able to say, I like these arenas and I hate these arenas. So hopefully I'll never have to play Tokyo ever again, because
what do you
that
not like
arena
about
sucks.
that?
It's got 2 levels. So you've got like the base and the thing about 99% of the levels is they're all identical. They're just big, kind of rounded rectangle things. They're all the same size. They all have kind of the same size.
Mm-hmm.
Tokyo is 2 levels, so it has a base, and then there's
A raised part.
like a
of it.
raised part on the sides. So the ball reacts completely ridiculously when it's coming off. You
and
end
trying
up
to drive up or down.
fly all over the
It's-
place. Like I've been playing it for however since it came out, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I think
250
I'm
hours.
I think I'm literally just getting to the point where I'm competent on it as a level, but I just want it to go away. I don't ever want to have to do it again.
Yeah, Cliff was explaining this level to me, and I played it for the first time when I was playing with him the other day, and I was like, I hate Tokyo.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Everything I know about this game is a lie.
Really, it really is.
It changes the game completely.
Yeah.
But
So you're not looking at it as something that's challenging. It's something that's just infuriating.
The problem is that, and I told this to Dylan, is if I could just say I only want to play Tokyo for the next 40 games, that would be fine. Because eventually I would get to the point where I'd figure out all the weird things that I can't figure out only drawing it once every 8 games, once every 9 games, once every 10 games.
So you can't actually pick to play in that arena?
No.
Everything's just random?
Everything's random. If you're playing competitively. So if you're going to play just against bots, sure, you can pick any level you want. But when I first played against bots, I'm like, oh, I love this level.
Fun.
Super fun. And then I started playing against people. I'm like, oh, I hate this level and everything about it. It's just hard. And so if I could play it more often, that would be fine. But you just don't draw it enough to get good at it. And the ball reacts so strangely on that level.
Make a note not to play that level.
Tokyo.
That'll be the first level you'll play and you'll be like,
I know, because I'm like,
Yeah.
or watch, I'll get that level right off the bat and just totally kill
Own
it.
and then you'll play
And I'll play
other
everything
thing
else
in
and
it.
suck.
Yeah, I just want to play
Horribly.
Wastelands the entire time. Most people hate Wastelands too, but it's my favorite level. So, there's going to be new crates. It's just like playing Mad Max. It's amazing. It's so pretty.
Gotcha.
There's going to be a new series of crates, so there'll be new animated skins, new all that magic stuff. And then they're redesigning a couple of the cars too. So this is a massive, massive, massive update. And if you're colorblind, there's actually going to be a colorblind mode too, which I'm sure will be very nice for people because I am not colorblind and often have a hard time telling the difference between things. So big Rocket League update that I literally put time on my calendar on Wednesday. My wife did me today. She's like, "Do you have 3.5 hours scheduled of Rocket League time?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yes,
I
I do,
wanted
as a
you to
matter
know."
This was for you, not
Exactly. I know what I'm going to be doing.
No, I want to see I want to be able to have my own car for each arena. So when we
that'd be
play
cool.
Wasteland, I can make my car Mad Maxy.
That'd be real cool. That'd be real cool. You can have a separate car for your orange car and your blue car.
Okay, I need to
So-
do that because I think I like my car better in orange, but in
Right,
blue
and
it's
a lot
not
of-
as cool.
Yeah, my car looks identical in both. I'm real boring. Like my brother is like, "Hey, can you back out? I need to switch cars." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I want to be a van for a while." They play identically, right? He's like, "Yeah, but I want to be a van." All right.
It
So,
matters.
wait, so all the cars respond and play identically?
Yeah.
It's just all aesthetic?
Within, I would say people think there are slight variances.
Aside from the amount of boost that you have and stuff that happens just based upon your level.
People
and
say
stuff.
hey, the nose on this one's flatter. It's easier to balance things on your nose. The hood's flatter. It's easier. But from a turning radius and a speed, they're all effectively the same.
Okay.
Maybe if you're better than I am, you can see a huge difference between them. But really, I
Or
think
you're just lying.
I think the difference is how you feel when playing them. I normally play this very sporty kind of Porsche looking car. And one day I switched it out for this kind of big burly muscle car. And I played differently. They sound different, so normally I have that kind of high pitched sports car whiny noise from my engine. And, I have some funny looking trail, and I traded it out for this burly, kind of car with this big, smoke
good.
trail behind me. And I played way more aggressive. I think my brother, when he's playing as a van, he constantly he rams into me beep beep, I'm a bus bitch, and he plays
Can
differently.
you add lettering and stuff to your cars?
Unfortunately, no.
Because I would get a van, I would paint it black, and I would put a sign on the side that says "Free candy and puppies" inside. That's what I would do.
My brother, on the other hand, his van does have a wizard on the side. It looks like the most pimp 80s van you've ever seen. It's real cool. So you can also get a manatee for it, which is the complete opposite. But
Or
it's
is
good.
it?
Maybe. I don't
I
even
think
know
those
anymore.
are probably the most equivalent thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's good stuff. You guys want to talk about free stuff?
I love free stuff,
Free
even though it's
stuff.
technically not free because you do pay a subscription for a lot of
Close
it.
enough.
So it's
$60
fine.
a year
a year?
is close
I'm-
enough to being free.
Except we're
I'm
gonna have
into it.
so many subscriptions soon that we're just gonna.
Yeah,
I
every
don't
once in a
know.
while, I cut cable. And I'm like, I'm saving so much money. And then I'm like, well, but I need Hulu and I
Yep.
need Netflix and I need.
Did I really save anything?
But I think so.
Oh, and Hulu
The
just
experience is much better though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hulu just updated. They're slowly rolling out their 4K support.
Ooh, fancy.
So yeah.
Yeah. See, so it's
Anyway,
all
carry
it's
on.
all worth it. We talked about free Xbox games last month. They are the same. We'll talk about the 16th Switch next episode. But PlayStation Plus games are out out. And apparently, Dylan and I were both very surprised because we're new to this whole PlayStation Plus thing that they don't switch over on the first. And so Adam, we think it's the first Tuesday, I guess.
We'll get to the bottom of this by next episode.
What's so funny though is I always thought I'll see headlines and stuff, Xbox Live or Xbox Gold, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, I wonder what the new PlayStation games are, and I'll go to the PlayStation store. PlayStation store. I'll go to the PlayStation store, and I'm like, it's the same games. What the hell? And then I realize that it's after a year of having the PS Plus. Notice that it doesn't switch over on the first, and I do think that it is like the first.
So your
Tuesday.
hypothesis, Adam's hypothesis, is first Tuesday of the month.
We haven't researched it to try and figure it out.
Seems
That's
legit.
We're gonna find out by.
And
next
mostly, I was just
episode,
really
though.
surprised. I went to go get because I always get my free Xbox games on the first, and I went to get my free PlayStation. I'm like, wait, what? Huh? So we talked about the first two last time because they did leak early and they ended up being
were right.
Yeah, okay. Invisible Ink, which turns out I do not know much about, but it's a turn-based strategy game that looks real great. It's from the people who made Don't Starve, apparently, if you're familiar with that.
I thought you were going to tell us you already owned it on Steam.
I don't
Probably
think
twice.
I do. I'm not going to promise anything. And then Stories, The Path of Destiny is that AARPG with kind of this interesting storybook. Like you try different stories and see how they affect the story. And sometimes you destroy the world, sometimes you win. So it looks real cute, real cartoony, real bright. Looks real fun.
Ooh. Sorry,
and then,
I just saw the next game.
But we bored Adam.
Oh, Hypervoid. Do you know anything about it? Because I don't.
So I know a little bit about it. I know that they just released a PSVR update. So they give you a new, I don't know if it's a completely new level or if it's just a new level or if it's a whole game.
Nice.
But so I saw that it was on sale. I'd seen some UK reviewer saying, oh, this is one of the coolest games, blah, blah, blah. It's perfect for VR. And oh, look, they just released this VR thing. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy that. Because I'm trying to find good content for the VR that I can play that doesn't give me motion sickness, and that looks a lot along the same lines as Rez with that same kind of wireframe type look.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I paid $10 for it with all the DLC and the VR content.
Very nice.
So now it's free, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Well, just for the PS3.
Just for the PS3.
So, okay, that's fair.
So that works. And then we've got Tiny Troopers Joint Ops, which is actually free on the PS3, PS4, and Vita. So
who even has a Vita?
my brother.
Oh.
And as we discovered, 13 million other people, or 12,999,999 other people.
Right.
We were actually talking earlier, and we were very surprised to find out that the Vita has actually sold less copies than the Wii U.
It's so weird to me.
Yeah, by about 250,000. So yeah, my brother maintains that it is a fantastic system. He loves it.
I had a PSP when it came out. I loved my PSP. Loved it.
Yeah, I gotta think that the Vita is really just a price point problem. Like if it was $100, I'd own one. If it was $125, I'd think about owning one. But $200 new, just too much.
Not my thing.
But if you have a passion for your Vita, let us know because we're kind of curious.
Yeah.
So.
So this next game, how do you pronounce this? Is this just it's 5 or 6 V's in a row?
Right. So I'm gonna say that's 25 or 30.
That Adam guy, he's clever.
Oh.
Very, very clever.
That's-
Plot thickens.
Yeah. I don't know. Have we tried clicking on the title to find out how to pronounce it?
No, that would make too much sense.
So Adam thinks it's 25 or 30, but we're soon going to find out that it's called
So if it were a number, it would be 30 because there's 6 V's.
Yeah, it's
really
really
That's
hard to
weird.
read.
It's real cute
because 30
looking,
would
though.
just be 3 X's.
Oh, here we go.
It's a really cute looking little puzzle game.
Oh, is that what this one is?
Yeah, it's a
the
2D
pink
puzzle
looking
game.
stuff. Oh, well, that's weird.
I wonder if I own this. It was part of Hubble Indie Bundle number 3.
Did you seriously already have this
I
game?
can't promise I don't. It looks real fun though, but I cannot find out anywhere as to how it is. Oh, for other uses, V6 or 6V. No, I have no idea how this is pronounced. But anyway,
okay.
You can call it 6. I'm going to call it V, and we'll just go from there. But it is
Sweet.
free and it is available all over the place.
Yeah, I didn't. It's on PS4, Vita, PS3, Steam, Android, and iOS. It's not free on those that I know of, but it is the Plus game of the month.
Yep, but it is free on. It's just a Vita game, so that's all right.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And then Color Guardians is our other Vita, but also PS4 game. So that rounds out all of our. I'm kind of disappointed that Color Guardians doesn't have a funner title too after the.
But Color Guardians looks pretty.
It really does. It's really cartoony and.
If you're looking for challenging and rewarding arcade-style gameplay set in a radiant world, then you'd be a goof to pass this up. Thanks,
goof.
Video Chums.
Video Chums.
That's
Is getting your game reviewed by Video Chums like when you see a movie review by like Ted so-and-so from the Squaquani Tribune?
Exactly.
Oh, well. It looks gorgeous, though.
Yeah,
looks
it looks
real
like
fun.
looks cute.
And it's free, and it'll run on your PS4. So that's 3 PS4 games for this month.
I'm into it.
Right?
3 or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Yeah, so this is a good month for PlayStation Plus.
Yes.
I actually saw a review where because once they got all these out there, they could do a price comparison to the value you get for your PS Plus membership versus your Xbox.
Did it
Games
make
with
sense?
Gold.
Ish.
It's about $1,200 worth of stuff for Games with Gold. So Dylan just found a AV Club article on how do you pronounce
with the creator of the game.
And what does he say?
He just pronounced it V, but he highly encourages you to pronounce it however you like v-v-v.
Or 6 V's, which is probably the easiest.
Or just V.
He just calls it V.
He just calls it V, but I'm going to go with
I'm sticking with 30.
All right, that works too. I think that's the cleverest answer. But yeah, no, I think PlayStation Plus was like $1,250 and Xbox Games with Gold was like $1,000 and something, which seems about right.
Okay, for the $60 a year,
$80-$90 a month is what you're getting game value wise.
I was like, what? I don't know what you're paying $80-$90 a month for.
No. Yeah,
Gotcha,
$60 a year, and I mean, I don't know. I've never paid full price for Xbox Game with Gold, frankly. I get a deal on mine every year, so I mean it's more like
same as with PlayStation.
$45-$50. You know, it's a terrific deal, and anyone frankly who tells you different, if you go in and look at any of these threads, there's going to just be 50 nerds saying it's not a good deal, and did you see what the other one did this month? And those people are wrong.
Well, it's just people. It's like
they live
fighting
under
about
bridges.
Android and iPhone. It's like, come on, it's everybody just shut up. Just play your freaking game.
Yeah, play the games you enjoy, and if they're not games you like, just wait until next month, or frankly, stop being a fanboy and get both, because you're, we're here because we like games, not because we like to argue about games.
Seriously.
So, but yeah, no, the only difference in value I'd say is that with, I guess maybe Xbox Games with Gold might be a slightly better deal because they're all backwards compatible now, so you're actually getting 4 games.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, and with PlayStation being $200 more, you get 6 games versus 4. So I guess maybe Xbox games are worth slightly more. But I mean, from what I've seen with PS Plus for the last 2 months, there's some great, or even 3 months, there's been some great games in it that all look real fun. So
really good stuff.
You're gonna win every single month. Right. The only other free thing that I've seen so far, Twitch hasn't updated yet, but Ubisoft is giving away Assassin's Creed 3 after December.
Nobody will buy it.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding.
I've heard 3 is actually one of the better ones.
Yeah,
that's like the Colonial one, right?
Is it?
You go to
I'll be honest. I have only ever played Assassin's Creed 1.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played the first one, but I've seen friends and whoever play the different games, and they all look incredible. Yeah. They are beautiful.
They play really well, especially after the first one.
Yeah.
The first one, you go back and play, you're like, wow, these controls are funky.
Yeah.
But they really.
See, I've not gone back in a long time.
On Assassin's Creed 2, you're like, oh, this is what this is supposed to feel like.
It got better after that.
Well, because the first one, I remember playing the first one and just like doing the what is that? The jump, the leap of faith.
Jump of faith. Yeah, leap of faith.
And I remember doing that and just looking, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
That game was so pretty, and it even the controls to me.
Thinking
back, it felt right.
Assassin's Creed 1 was actually the game that I guess it's just Assassin's Creed, was the game that convinced me to buy an HD TV, because I bought my Xbox 360 and it actually came while I was on vacation, which really sucked. And my brother played. He's like, it's really cool, but I'm really having a hard time seeing stuff. So my brother, I think, also bought one because he's like, it was so fun to play, and bought an HD TV. And I got home and started playing. I just had like a 27-inch, tube CRT TV.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can't read any of this text. I have no idea what's going
Those are
on.
the worst days ever trying to play games.
And so
on
Assassin's
the
Creed
standard
got me to
TVs.
spend $800 and buy a 42-inch HD TV. Like,
Nice.
yeah, 8-9 years ago. That was well worth it.
Uh-huh.
So that's free if you have Uplay. I think this is that last month that Ubisoft is giving away free games, but my computer just
Making all kinds of
got
noise
really
over
excited
there.
today. Uplay is doing a fabulous Christmas promotion where every day this month they're giving away free stuff.
We talked about it the last time, and the
Did
free
we?
stuff the last couple of days on that of last week's show were terrible.
And it's still absolutely terrible. The other day I downloaded
Aw.
like 30 free greeting cards, which were like 30 game boxes wrapped around some sort of UB30 thing. I haven't even checked in the last 2 days because I just think it's gag gifts. At this point in time, this is a 30-day white elephant promotion. So I need to.
Ubisoft, are you trolling?
I have to
Are you
think
trolling
they
us?
are.
Like at the end, they're gonna give you something great.
And that's why I'm actually keeping up because I assume there's going to be something like, hey, you actually
There's gotta
were
be
a
some payoff.
sucker and opened all 30 of these. Like, here's your payoff, man. It'll probably be
I don't know
Assassin's
how
Creed.
you stuck it out. It's Assassin's Creed 3.
right.
Anyway, real fast, we're going to talk about Small Bites, some mobile stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so what we're going to talk about this week is Hatch, which is a program that's been spun off from Rovio, the folks that make Angry Birds,
Yeah.
and it's kind of an interesting idea.
Oh, well, see, I don't know anything about it. I remember something the other day. It was something Rovio, and I was like, oh, because I play Angry Birds. I will not tell a lie. And all I know is that it was spun off from them, and I don't know anything about it, though. So I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, and so the idea
Wait, is it a streaming service?
it is, but for mobile. And so the idea of they want to be the Netflix of mobile games.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I think everybody wants to be the Netflix of something, but
Yeah,
unless
be
you're
incredibly
Netflix, I
successful
guess.
at something,
right?
I
Yeah,
think,
crazy, huh?
and make great original content.
Yeah,
And tons
crazy
of money.
Yeah, and so the idea is that you're going to be able to, I guess, download an app, and stream games like PS Now from a server to your phone and play all of these games without actually having to install them.
Interesting.
Which is really interesting to me, depending on two things: the price point and how they handle the fact that a lot of the times when I'm on my mobile device, I'm not on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real interesting.
And so I don't know if this is going to be you download and play it and can cache these things, kind of like offline play does for like movies on Amazon
Right,
or
like,
movies on Netflix now.
Basically, like if you were to install a game over your mobile network anyway, if it kind of just gives you a temporary installation and lets you play it.
Yeah, or if
and
I
then when
actually
you
have
stop,
to
it's
be
gone.
online in order to play this. So,
Right.
Stuff's it's a little bit murky right now about how that's going to work, but they've gotten a lot of big support from gaming companies. Bandai
Yeah, Bandai Namco.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there. Ubisoft is there. They're saying they're going to launch with a lot of cool games. Badlands, Broken Age, which is a really cool mobile game from Double Fine, or I'm sorry, adventure game from Double Fine. Cut the Rope, which I mean,
Cut
Omnom's
the rope.
adorable.
Uh-huh.
Monument, right? I love him so much. Monument Valley, which is absolutely stunning.
Love
right?
that
Oh my
game.
god, that game's so pretty. And Pac-Man and Rayman Fiesta Run and Space Invaders, and they're saying they're going to launch with 100 different games. I think so. Like the concept is really interesting, and this is actually it's the opposite of Super Mario Run, where Adam will actually get to play it before we do,
Yeah.
because it's going to hit Android first. Which I mean, to me, like
Oh.
I'll be shocked if they get this on iOS at all. It seems like the opposite of how iOS would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Apple.
But then
letting that
we're
happen.
expected to see Hatch originals as well.
Yeah. So really, this is like a Netflix.
So there's going to be exclusive games to this service. So if you want to play the new Hatch original, you're going to have Hatch.
It's a really interesting idea, and like I said, it's a little bit murky right now, and the implementation could either be really, really, really good, or it could be really, really, really bad. But the idea of it's really interesting, and I think really at that point it just comes down to price, and again, $5 a month.
Right. It kind of sounds like I don't know if you follow, like I'm a huge like mobile device dork. Any new Android phone, I'm all up in it trying to learn about it. But it sounds like the way what they're doing with their games is what a phone that was a Kickstarter project for a while called the Next Bit Robin. Did you ever hear about that?
No.
So it's this really cool looking device, and it was all cloud storage. Like every app.
Oh, kind of
like
like a Chromebook.
Kind of, yeah. So, and it was, you never had to keep anything on your device except the apps that you were currently using.
Sure.
So if you ever wanted to get rid of it, the phone only had, 64 gigs of memory or space on it, storage space. And I don't believe it had an SD card slot because you really didn't need it because you could always just constantly swap them in and out, and it was always connected to the cloud. But I know a lot of people that did have when they were going through their data a lot because the back and forth with the cloud. So it sounds like they're kind of doing something similar to what's the next bit did with the the
I mean,
cloud
I think there's a
storage.
lot of opportunity there. Like one thing that you can do with iOS development too is kind of that same idea where the amount of initial download that a game can be is less than the full
100 megs for
and so the way they do it is in that initial 100 megs you'll get the game installer and the first 2 levels, and then they'll stream down or download after the fact the rest of that level, and iOS actually is even making that a better thing where, you know, if the developer says like, hey, once you've beat level 1 and 2, you're never going to go back to level 1 and 2. I can delete all the files for 1 and 2 because now you have levels 3 and 4, and you beat 3, and I can delete 3, and and so on. So they can actually help you manage your space on a mobile.
That's cool.
It's really cool, and it's a cool idea. I mean, when you think about, I downloaded what game did I buy the other day? Man, Doom. When I installed Doom is a 60 gig install with a 25 gig update. And so like I may never play, if I never played another part of this game, I don't need levels 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
So I mean, that's a concept that should be applied everywhere, where in a world where these games, are huge, it would be real nice if I didn't have to have a 10 gig hard drive for my Xbox.
But then what happens when you want to go back and play some of those other levels?
Well, so then they just download, I mean, in a world where I have
internet's good
70
enough.
megabit internet, so... Yeah, but I mean, even if you only have 25 megabit internet, it doesn't take that long to download the files for it, in a world where you can turn on Doom and go like, well, there's a 25 gig download, the 1 gig download to get that level is not that big of a deal.
True enough.
And I mean, if they can do it smartly so it downloads in the background,
Right.
like there's...
And I mean, how quickly you can, I'm going to install new Xbox game, and within a couple minutes, I'm playing the game because it's downloaded enough of it, right? And that's fast usually.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that if Hatch can work that way, where I could download, levels 1 and 2 and play them offline, and then next time I connect, it can help me manage that. That'd be great too. So I think just figuring out that there's a solution to their problem. It'll just be interesting to see if they're smart enough to use it, or if we end up with some wacky service that I won't use because it's dumb.
I'm sure they have. That's the first thing on their mind, though. I would imagine that they've got a solution for that already if they have this idea, because that's obviously the problem, right?
Right.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's the only problem.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would gladly pay $5 a month
right
to stream all the games instead of spending $5 at 3 a.m. on something I think might be fun.
Sleep more, Adam.
Yeah.
It's
because I wake up and I'm like, oh, look, there's a Facebook notification. No, what's on sale?
So, I wake up and I go back to bed.
I usually go back to bed after waking up, and then I get up after that.
Yeah.
But
I've got a 1-year-old dog.
Yeah, God, right? There's nothing worse.
I mean, a 1-year-old child would be worse in my book, but the dog is pretty close.
A dog, having had both, the dog's actually a way easier.
I'm going to say you're right.
Yeah.
I am not
I'm
arguing
gonna take
that
your
fact
word
with
for
you.
it.
Although I will say that a 1-year-old kid and a 15-year-old dog, the 1-year-old kid maybe wins. Yeah, it gets real awful there at the end.
Senile.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know, right? That's what you have to look forward to 14 years from now.
great.
Well, wait, you got a big dog 11 years from now.
9. Thanks for ruining my day, Clifford.
Sorry, man. Things got real dark. Should we tell people where they can find us?
Yeah, I mean, we always tell people where they can find us. Truth is, like I said, if they're listening to this podcast, y'all know where to find us.
Yeah, it's Bite Me Podcast Everything.
Yeah.
But we actually have a website now.
Right.
And it is up and running, and you can go look at it, and you can actually listen to old episodes of our podcast, which is shiny and new and cool.
Sweet. You should do that.
You should totally do that.
And while you're there, send us questions.
Yeah.
Ask us stuff.
Ask us questions. We'd love to answer it.
Yeah. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube, but you can't find that yet. Go to our website, and
It'll
go to our
take you there?
YouTube.
Okay.
I'm also going to post, I think, our episodes on YouTube. So they'll just be audio. There won't be any video.
Okay.
But if you
So a
want
lot of people listen to stuff on YouTube. We had a long discussion.
my
about
kid
this
wanted to
today.
listen to our stuff, and I'm like, can't I just listen to it on YouTube? I'm like, you are the laziest little.
What does that
Laziest
mean?
/ smartest?
I couldn't decide whether I should exactly. It could go either
Yeah,
way.
I'm like, do you praise him for ingenuity or?
right.
Well,
so,
he's giving us feedback, so you should too.
right. Exactly.
So
Yeah, exactly. And ask us questions like stuff that you want to hear us do, suggestions, thoughts, comments, concerns, hate. We don't care.
If
you-
you're
if you-
that lone Vita user, chime in, please.
if you hate Dylan, we'll replace him. We will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about it, but I won't let it happen.
No, we
Yeah,
like
it's
him.
not
It's
not
all
gonna
good.
happen.
So let us know what you think.
They at least have to wait till next episode.
There you go.
Because next episode's going to be great.
Oh right,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Episode
yeah.
6.
I
Episode
Five.
Yeah. So we can get rid of Dylan in episode 6.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm out on
into it.
episode 6 unless episode 5 goes
Goes really well.
so well. And it will. Just you wait.
Good deal.
Bite me.